fourth text structure that we will be looking at is what is known as compare and contrast. Again, here is a text structure that you are most likely already familiar with, but in this lesson we're going to dig a little deeper into what exactly comparing and contrasting looks like and look through a couple of examples to help us try to strengthen our skills in comparing and contrasting. So first, compare and contrast is used by an author to examine two or more things or ideas. So when they are comparing, it is an examination of the similarities between two or more things or ideas. And when we contrast, we are examining the differences between two or more things or ideas. So essentially, comparing, we are asking the question, what do they have in common? And when we are contrasting, we are asking what makes each uniquely different from the other. So when an author uses compare and contrast in expository writing, they are explaining the similarities and differences between two or more things or ideas. The purpose of this is that it is to simply be informative. The author will use evidence as well as examples or facts to support what they are comparing and contrasting. And then they tend to present this information in an unbiased manner. In persuasive writing, again, just like with cause and effect, the author is trying to convince you through the use of rational, objective reasoning by outlining the similarities and or differences between two or more things or ideas. In this case, the author is trying to give you advice. The goal is to help you present you with the information to make an informed decision. For example, which product to buy or maybe where to go on vacation. The potential for bias in persuasive writing using compare and contrast is actually found on the contrast side of the equation. An author may seek to elevate the positive and downplay the negative in order to convince you to side one way or the other. Some signal words to look for when comparing. Words such as like, both, similar, also, likewise, or similarly. When contrasting, you may see unlike, neither, different, although, however, in contrast, on the contrary, or on the other hand. So we want to make sure that we know these words and be able to identify them in a passage to determine whether the author is comparing or contrasting. So let's take a moment and look at a passage on apples and oranges to help us practice comparing and contrasting. Apples and oranges are both fruits, which means that they have seeds inside of them. Each has a skin, but the orange skins are thick and easy to peel. Apple skins are thinner and do not peel easily. Oranges also contain more acid than apples, but both fruits are delicious. So in this case, we're going to use a graphic organizer to help us compare and contrast apples and oranges. Alright, so we're going to put apples and oranges up here. We will list our similarities in this column. And our differences over here. so in what ways are apples and oranges similar? Well, we see in the passage that they are both fruits. So they have seeds, each has a skin, and both fruits are delicious. So in this case, our similarities are that they are fruits, have seeds inside, they both have skin, and they are both delicious. What about differences? Okay, so here we see that orange skins are thick and easy to peel, but apple skins are thinner and do not peel easily. Okay, so that is a difference. So orange skins are thick, apple skins are thin. And then we also see that oranges contain more acid. So in this case, here's our next one, oranges, more acid. So our differences, first difference, oranges have more acid. And the second, apple skins are thinner. If you're shopping for a car, this is the year for a compact. They are the least expensive vehicles on the market. They are easy to park, and they get great gas mileage, an important consideration when gas prices are through the roof. On the other hand, SUVs are luxurious. They come with special features like DVD players. They have room for big families. They protect you better in an accident. Of course, either vehicle will get you where you're going. So in this example, we are going to use a Venn diagram to help us compare and contrast the information between SUVs and compacts. So in this case, we are comparing and contrasting to determine which car we are going to buy. Okay, so which car should we buy? So on this side, we're going to list information about compacts. On this side, we will list information about SUVs. And then right here in the middle, we will list anything that both, or any qualities that both share. So what are some things that we see in regards to compacts? Well, if we look at the text, so our compact says they're least expensive, easy to park, get great gas mileage. Okay, so inexpensive, easy to park, and great gas mileage. Says they're luxurious. They come with special features such as DVD players. They have room for big families. And they protect you better in an accident. Alright, so for the SUV side, we can write luxurious, special features, and we can list DVD here as an example. So they've got room for big families. And then finally, they offer better accident protection. Okay, so we got better accident protection. Now, what do they both have in common? Either vehicle will get you where you're going. So they both will get you where you need to go. Okay? So I'm sure you're thinking, all right, Mr. Blankenship, this is all fine and good, but why do we do this? What's the point? Well, when we have questions like, which car do we need to buy? You know, if we want to make an informed decision about something like buying a car, or which political candidate are you going to support, you need to look at what they share in common and look at the differences between the two. That way you can determine for yourself which would be the better choice. So in this case, whether you go with an SUV or a compact is totally on what you're looking for in a car. What are your needs? You know, in my case, my wife and I had a little girl this past June, and we had to upgrade one of our cars. We needed something bigger because now we have a family of 5, including 2 who are still in car seats. So, for us, the compact, while, yeah, we like the idea of being inexpensive, and I'm all about great gas mileage, wasn't the best car for us. We needed the SUV, not because it was luxurious, but in this case, room for a big family. Also, I want to protect my family in the unlikely event of an accident. So the better the accident protection, the more comfortable that I feel traveling with my family. So again, the whole purpose of using compare and contrast, at least from the reader's perspective, is to help you better understand what the author is saying and to make an informed decision.